Listen, I want you guys to know that women who say they're looking for long-term relationships are also hooking up with guys while they're looking for the long-term relationship. So if you're on an online dating site and you see on a girl's profile and looking for something serious, that doesn't mean that she's not hooking up, right? So a lot of you guys get fooled by this. You say, oh, well, she said she's looking for a long-term relationship, so, I could never hook up with this girl. No, she's saying that because she wants a boyfriend. She may want a husband, but in her pursuit of that, she is still going to be hooking up with guys. Do you think that if a woman is single or has been single for the last 2 or 3 years, she hasn't been hooking up with anyone? She hasn't been having any sex? No, she's still having sex. So you could be one of those guys. So don't get fooled when a woman says she's looking for something serious. You can still hook up with that chick.
No, casual hookups do not affect men and women in the exact same way, psychologically or emotionally. Let me explain. Most of the time, we're talking most of the time, the man is getting exactly what he wants. Intimacy without intention, access without commitment, and far fewer physical risks. But for a lot of women, the opposite is true most of the time. She's not actually getting what she wants. She's hoping it turns into something real. So every time she hooks up casually while secretly craving connection, she abandons herself a little more every time. And over time, the friction of that disconnect, it wears her down emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. She becomes a hot mess. Fun fact, a woman's body releases more oxytocin during sex than a man's. Oxytocin is the most powerful bonding hormone that we have. So when you keep bonding yourself to people who do not value you, you lose yourself. As for the men, fellas, just because you can detach more easily, that doesn't mean that you're not damaging yourself. Being numb is not the same as strength. And one day when you finally want something real, you will realize you've trained yourself out of the capacity to even connect. Your integrity is for sale, so your relationships will be cheap. You're equally as lost.
Imagine if every girl banded together and said, we're never having sex until we're married. What would men in the world do? I think it'd be chaos. 1, rape, all-time high. It's fucking rape galore on the streets. Don't go in the tall grass. Don't go into a dark shadow. You know what I'm saying? 2, incels, all-time high. I think a lot of dudes would just lose their shit and go shoot up a fucking mall. You know what I'm saying? 3, all those dudes in Miami and shit, the super rich guys are oh, I fuck bitches, you know what I'm saying? Throwing money and shit. What are they gonna do? I don't fucking know. They're gonna lose their shit. It's probably something violent, 4, people are gonna get married to the first girl they see, right? 15 years worth of post-nut clarity hits you like a truck. And then you're like, wait, what the fuck? You get divorced, lose everything. So I think while people say you shouldn't have sex casually, I think for the non-religious people, it's kind of upholding society slightly.
So you hooked up with him on the first date, and now you're worried that you fucked it all up. Ladies, welcome to the Daddy Academy. Let's talk about it, all right? Here's the thing about men that you have to understand, okay? Right when they meet you, they put you in one of 2 buckets, or at least within that first date, they're deciding that, okay? You're in the hookup bucket, or you're in the girlfriend bucket. On that first date, that's when they're figuring it out, okay? But here's the thing. If you hook up with a guy on the first date, if he already knows you're in the girlfriend bucket, it will not make a single difference. He will continue to pursue you, and it's gonna go smoothly, right? If he's unsure and he's sort of still feeling it out and you hook up with him on that first date, that's where it's risky business, because what you did is you showed him your hand. You gave him all the cards and you're like, this is what I'm working with, bitch. And what happens is, because of human nature is you want the max amount of reward for the least amount of effort possible. So to get that max reward out of you, if all he had to do was message you 10 times on Bumble, set up a date, bada bang, bada boom, then after the date, he might categorize you as oh, I don't have to pursue her like that. All I gotta do is give her the scraps and I can still get the reward. That's just human nature, right? So that's the only downside of hooking up with a guy on the first date, is that if he's unsure about where he's placing you, and the way you could tell that is through how were the texts prior to the date? Was he a gentleman on the date? Did he take you to a nice place? Like, you gotta just read his vibe. Look at his socials. Like, does he seem like a player guy? Does he seem like a nice guy? On the date, this is the thing, it's a case-by-case scenario. You kind of gotta read it out. Use your intuition. Ladies, you have very good intuition. Men do not, right? So try to use that intuition. Feel out, is this vibe genuine? Am I getting a genuine vibe from this guy? You gotta proceed with caution. You have to just feel it out, right? So it's risky business. So if you hooked up with a guy on the first date, would it ruin everything? Could it ruin everything? No, it might not. It might not. But, like I said, just got to proceed with caution. It's tough out there, ladies. Good luck.
Womanizing is great and all, but here are some cons and here are some pros. First pro is experience. Do you want to know why I run a first date so well? It's because I've been on so many of them. Knowing a great logistical location, having good conversation, not having boring conversation, knowing how to escalate, knowing how to transition to the second location. It's just automatic. On the flip side is lack of experience. So when you do finally get that date, you're not escalating, your conversations are boring, you're not breaking touch barriers, so she's just bored. And that's why you don't get a second one. The next pro is confidence. It's unfortunate, but most men base their confidence based off what women they have or how many women that they have. You can take a guy who's actively getting laid and has a great dating life, put him next to a guy that is not dating and is not getting laid. How those people walk and talk will be completely different. I only said a couple pros and cons. What are some more pros and cons you guys think?